Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of solving proportions. We hope that you found some success on the first page of the notes of the U-Try. I'm going to go over the answers so that you have them to know if you got it correct. So if you look back on that first page, number 1, x equals 6. Number 2, p equals 3. Number 3, w equals 4. Number 4, n equals -2. Number 5, a equals -9. And number 6, f equals 13. If you got one wrong, try to troubleshoot it. Make sure you review your steps, and then if you're still stuck, feel free to email your teacher.
All right, let's get right back into these proportion notes. We're gonna do proportion part 2. I know there's a big glare right here, so I'm gonna try to do this work over here. We're looking at number 7, and the first step, of course, is to put my parentheses around anything more than one term. So here's those set of parentheses and those set of parentheses. I know I have to cross multiply. I'm gonna show that right here. So we'll have 6 times the whole quantity, m minus 9, equals 8 times the quantity, m minus 8. All right, I see some distribution on both sides. So I'm going to distribute my 6, giving me 6m minus 54. Bring down your equal sign. 8 times m gives me 8m. And 8 times -8 gives me -64. All right, looking good so far. Next step, I'm gonna move my variable. So I'm gonna get rid of my 8m. It goes away right there. I'm gonna bring everything else down, and 6 minus 8 would give me -2m. Minus 54 equals -64. All right, gotta get rid of that constant right there. So I'm gonna add 54 to both sides. Here it goes away. Gonna bring down my -2m equals -10. And my last step, divide. Divide by -2, and m equals 5. There's number 7 for you. We're gonna go right down the odds here. So we're gonna jump to our next proportion, which is number 9. Our first step, of course, is to put your parentheses around anything that's more than one term, so that you know when you cross multiply, you need to multiply that number times that whole quantity. So 5 times v minus 2. Throw that equal sign right in the middle, and then we'll have 2 times v minus 8. All right, just like before, we're going to distribute into both of our sets of parentheses, giving us 5v minus 10. Bring down your equal sign. 2v minus 16. All right, let's move our variables first. I see I have a 2v here, so I'm going to move it to the left by subtracting it. I'll get rid of this. 5 minus 2 gives me 3v. I'm going to bring down everything else. So as I'm looking at this, I'm always trying to get my variable by itself. I see I have this constant term. I'm going to get rid of it by adding 10 on both sides, leaving me, and hopefully you were able to see this, but if not, I'll just throw it right up here. So we have 3v equals, because I added my 10 on both sides, I'm going to have -6. Last step for this one, divide by 3, and v equals -2. All right, not too bad. Let's take a look at the next one. Number 11. Let me just erase all this here. Lovely. We have y minus 7. We're going to put our parentheses around those two. And on the bottom, we have y minus 9. So as we cross multiply here, we're going to be sure to take 4 times the quantity, y minus 7, equals 3 times the quantity, y minus 9. All right, same as before, we're going to distribute in and get 4y minus 28 equals, let me rewrite this guy, 3y minus 27. I like to move my variables first. So I'm going to subtract 3y first. Well, that makes it very easy on me, because 4 minus 3 just gives me a y. I'm going to bring down my minus 28 equals negative 27. Again, this is an easy one for me, because I know I have to get rid of this 28, so I'm going to add 28 on both sides. And negative 27 plus 28 gives me 1. All right, thanks for tuning in for the first part of this. My co-teacher, Mrs. Straight, is going to take over for us as we go through number 13 and 15.
All right, welcome back. We're almost done, so let's go through this. We're going to cross multiply. I see that I have 2 terms here, so I need to package them with parentheses. All right, now I'm going to cross multiply. So r times 4 and 2 times r plus 10. So r times 4 gives me 4r. 2 times the quantity r plus 10. Again, following that second step, distribute if necessary. Well, this is definitely necessary. We're going to distribute this 2 to everything inside that parentheses, and I'm going to get 2r plus 20. Bring down my 4r. All right, we've got 2 steps here before we get our answer. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to bring that variable to the other side. So the inverse operation will be a subtraction because that's a positive 2r. I want that to go to 0. So we get rid of it. Bring down our 20. 4 minus 2 is 2r. One more step. This is multiplication. So to undo multiplication, the inverse operation is division. We're going to divide by 2. So I've got r equals 10. Again, if you want to check your answer when you're taking an assessment or a quiz, always plug that back in for r and see if they simplify to the same fraction. All right, I think we have one more problem, number 15 left here to do. And then we'll be done our notes. Woohoo! Woo! Okay, so it looks like we have two terms. We're going to package both of them right away. Put them in parentheses. That helps us remember that we need to distribute when we're solving. So we're going to cross multiply. You've got 3 times 3u plus 7 equals 2 times 4u plus 9. All right, now we're going to distribute on both sides. So I'm going to take this 3 and distribute it in here, and this 2 and distribute it in here. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring my u along. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 times 4 is 8. Bring the u with it. 2 times 9 is a positive 18. Now we need to get our variable on one side. I like to get it on the left just because when we solve inequalities, that's where it goes. So I get myself in the habit of doing that. I'm going to subtract an 8u. Awesome. This is just going to give me u. You'll see why I get really excited about that here in a second. Bring down your positive 18. I only have one more step now. So I've got u plus 21 equals 18. I'm going to subtract 21. Bring down my u. 18 minus 21 is negative 3. That saved me from having to divide or multiply in that last step. That's why I was really excited.
Yay!
Okay. Woohoo!
So wait, Mrs. Straight, what if we want to know if we're doing the other problems correctly, the even problems?
If you wanted to know that you were doing it correctly, hit pause and then try them. I'm going to read you the answers and then you can check them as you go along. All right? So looking at number 8, the answer is negative 8. R equals negative 8. The answer for 10 is K equals negative 14. The answer for 12 is H equals negative 21. 14 is X equals 18. And 16, X equals 3. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your teacher. This is Mrs. Straight and Mrs. Koblitz signing off.
Thanks so much for tuning in.